If you've ever based your entire personality around the barrel length of your rifle, then go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, guys. Welcome back to the Trench Grenade channel. I am your host, the average 20-inch rifle gang enjoyer that your mom says we have at home. Thanks for watching. Guys, the purpose of today's video is this is my exact without rule of law kit that I have showed you on the channel recently in the 2025 update for WROL kit, SHTF kit, and everything, okay? So what we did, we drove to the range in the Bronco, hashtag Bronco. Behold my things. Okay, we drove to the range of the Bronco. I got out of the vehicle. My Mystery Ranch is still in the back of the vehicle, right? Other than my Mystery Ranch Assault 2, I may or may not leave a code for that down below if I decide. They offered us a pretty sweet 25% off code for the Trench Grenade fan base because they know that you guys like the Mystery Ranch Assault 2. So I'm deciding if I want to use that affiliation or I guess mild sponsorship. So if you are interested in a Mystery Ranch 2, I guess get down below, and there may or may not be a 25% off for my exact assault pack down there. But the goal of today's video is, one, hit the like button, do all this stuff. The goal of today's video is going to be showing you guys how my kit performs, how my rifle performs for without rule of law, right? We're going to be shooting out to 500 meters with my rifle. You'll see plenty of footage of it here in a second. But the goal of this video is to show you a normal dude, that's me, actually training with their gear, not just going on the internet and arguing about barrel length, arguing about what kit you should wear, what kit you shouldn't wear, what distance you could zero at. Who cares? What matters more is actually getting out in your kit and using it, okay? So just to give you guys a brief summary of what I'm wearing, the TREX Arms chest rig, right? 8 magazines is what we started the day with. Just confirmed 0 a second ago. My belt kit just has my pistol, of course, with my pistol magazines, right? M9A4. You'll see the rifle in a second. Everything you're seeing is exactly what I would have, just like we discussed. We'll show them the rest of the kit in the back. Just watch out for my license plate. But yeah, this is exactly the kit I would use, okay? So if we got my medical bag right here, if you want to show them, boom. Okay, so we got the medical bag. Yes, it's got some bug spray and stuff hanging out of it, kind of a general purpose. And we have what I may or may not show you, or link down below, is this Mystery Ranch Assault 2, I guess, if you want to show them. All this thing has is a ton of extra magazines in it right now for the range, okay? And typically I'd have water or hydration in here, but rain was in there, and that's what we're drinking today. But in my truck, okay, yes, I called it a truck because it's not a Jeep, it's not an SUV, it's a truck. Okay, so we have the medical bag, of course, got a bunch of random stuff hanging in there right now. We guess, and extra batteries, but yes, there's a ton of IFAKs in there. My actual bug out bag right here, okay, Mystery Ranch. That's just gonna live in here with extra ammo throughout the range day. The helmet, okay, this thing would be strapped to the exterior of there until I need to mount night vision. So that'll be in here, as well as a ton of just Beretta and rifle magazines. Here's one of the IFAKs that's supposed to be sitting in the, boom, okay. There's an IFAK right there, okay, tourniquets, all the stuff in my medical bag. Of course, the medical bag, you shouldn't do this, but it gets utilized for bug spray and batteries and sunscreen, okay? But yeah, there you go. So there's my, I guess, there's the vehicle, kind of the bug out kit right here with an additional medical pack right there. But yeah, so we're just gonna simulate that, okay, cool. We couldn't use the vehicle anymore, and now we gotta fight on foot, right? So everything I'm wearing and everything you're gonna see is my actual planned out without rule of law kit. Cool, did I cover everything you think?
Yeah.
All right, let's get over there and get shooting.
Shoot.
Cool. Guys, what we're going to start out with first is just going to be engaging known distance targets. If you want to show them the rifle, I guess, because they probably haven't seen it yet today. Engaging known distance targets, 100, 200, and 300 meters, 3 hits per distance, and fighting from prone to kneeling supported, to standing supported, back to kneeling supported, back to prone supported. What this is going to do, this is going to make me pay attention to my holdovers or hold unders, right, with my EOTECH and my magnifier, and making sure I'm actually doing the things I want to do. Very briefly, the gun, in case you guys are not used to the gun, okay, we got an M16A1 buttstock, we got a SABRE lower, SABRE trigger, EOTECH magnifier, backup, M-Bus backup iron sights, BCM bolt carrier group, EOTECH EXPS2, SUREFIRE light, and it's a 20-inch barrel FN cold hammer forged, right? hashtag mega based. Okay, so yep, without further ado, what we're going to do like a rifle pickup drill. I'm going to start over here on this very high speed flat range. I'm going to move up. I'm going to get in the prone supported firing position, engage 3 rounds at 100, 200, 300. Once I get 3 hits at each range, I'll move up to the next position. Good? All right, shot timer. Here we go. Okay. I wasn't hearing the 300. That one's always tricky. Ugh. Okay, all right. Whew, get a shot of that. That barrel is getting hot. Okay, so let's AAR that real quick, I guess, as you show them the barrel, right? Or as you show them the gun. So what I would say is a fast miss, right? A fast miss doesn't mean much for anything. So as you're going, as you're going from position to position, focusing on accuracy is easy to get like, oh my gosh, now we got to get to the next target. Yeah, once you start doing that, even with an accurate gun like this, right? Looks kind of cool with the old gray mag in there. But even with a very accurate rifle like this, it's very easy to just start speeding up. Now you're missing. Now you're throwing rounds everywhere, okay? What I want to do next is we'll start from top, right? And we'll just work. I want to work kind of the 200 meter, if you want to show them. So what I want to do is do 150 to 2. 150 to 2, and I'm going to work those targets out there back and forth, 150 to 2, 150 to 2. And I'm just going to keep moving between positions and keep getting some drills in, okay? All right, here we go. Guys, the only reason I'm not utilizing my sling is I'm trying to prevent from the fracture side of the microphone, okay? All right, let's go tippy top, and we're going to start. I'm going to start at 150 to 2, 150 to 2, 150 to 2. Okay, here we go. Slowest reload in history. That was very difficult. Oof, gun's getting hot. Whew, okay. Oh, man. We'll let the gun cool off for a second. Yeah. Let's see. Lessons learned. So, unconventional firing positions, like what I was showing, and I'll just kind of show you guys. If you get in an unconventional firing position where you're having to literally stand on your tippy toes or shooting around barricades, right? We'll demonstrate it in a second. But shooting in unconventional positions, it might not always be the most ideal, but you got to make it happen, right? We'll cut here for a second. We're going to let the gun cool off. It's getting extremely hot. But yeah, so far the gun is performing exactly how it's supposed to. All right, guys, a couple things. It's important as you are loading from your chest rig, right? Regardless of the scenario, in any sort of tactical environment, your non-firing or your firing side, you need to be rotating magazines from your firing side towards your non-firing hand, right? So in this case, this would far right. I need to rotate magazines to my left. Okay. What we're gonna do here, I'm gonna climb this thing and we're gonna shoot some. Same thing, guys. I'm gonna climb this. We're gonna shoot targets at different distances. Nothing crazy. Okay. All right. Ready?
Ready?
Yep. Okay. Yep.
Beep.
I am speed. Okay, I'll take it. Good?
Beep.
Okay. Yeah. I'm definitely liking the rifle. liking the build so far. Obviously, with a longer barrel, you have more velocity. With more velocity, you're gonna hit a lot harder, right? But the downfall of a longer barrel is, whether you're moving, wherever you're moving, you can't get away from that girth, that length, okay? Whoa. So check it out. Obviously, you know, with a hot gun, that also opens up considerations. A lot of you guys are running suppressed anyway, so it really doesn't matter. But yes, that is the downfall. But what I can tell you is, with a 20-inch gun on steel, you can hear the report is pretty significant, especially at 100 and 200 compared to a shorter barrel, right? Even just using standard 55 grain FMJ, the report of that that round is a lot more than it would be given a shorter barrel, right? Okay, so let's just keep shooting. Let's see, we'll do some standing stuff here. Actually, I want to show them. There we go. Do you hear that report? Yeah, the report of that 20-inch gun is significant. Guys, what you'll notice about my body position is I'm chipmunk cheeking, okay? Chipmunk cheek, leaning as much into the barricade as I can, right? All the magazines, the barricade, everything against the barricade. That wall up is impressive. Move on. Let's see. Alright, you guys see how there's a cant in the magazine. So, wherever the direction the magazine is, you need to hold low side. So if the magazine is canted bottom right, I need to hold low bottom right, because that is where, if I was canted fully like this, then I would need to hold right. I'll try to demo that right now. There you go. See? So you just hold low of whatever side you're canted towards. Notice I use the pocket as much as possible. Let the gun rest like it's on a tripod. Alright. Okay, let's talk about that too. So if you're moving from position to position, right? Short stock, bring the gun up and over, and then drive into position, right? So if I wanted to go from here and move, boom, just bring the gun back. That way, if you encounter a threat, you can still engage, but then it's easier to get in and out of position with a long gun like this 20-inch barrel, right? That's okay. I'll put them right here. They'll be safe and sound. Clear. All right, guys. So, what would I change about the rifle? Probably nothing, to be honest. I mean, the gun, I like that it's lightweight with this Mlok rail in front, if you want to show them. Nighthawk, if you want to get like a close-up here. So I like this Mlok rail for what it is. It's lightweight. It doesn't provide much rigidity if I were to mount an IR device, which I do not intend to do. I want to keep my guns as light as possible. And for a 20-inch build, I guess if you want to just show them the gun while I talk. For a 20-inch build, this thing does all the things I need it to. It's still lightweight enough with this Mlok rail that I can still maneuver with it. I still got white light capability with my scout light and a vampire head. I still have my backup iron, or backup, I guess, polymer, in this case, sighting system. If I were to absolutely, for some reason, you know, need the ability to engage with a backup sighting system. And the M16A1 fixed stock, while it's also for the vibe, I like it for the consistency. There's not a lot of like, oh, what position am I in? Yeah, you can't collapse it to make it smaller, but I don't need to, in the scenario that we're discussing, where this thing is with me all the time, every day, I don't need the gun necessarily to be smaller. I need the gun to do all the things I need it to do perfectly. And what that is, what I need the gun to do perfectly is use 55 grain standard cheap ammo, awesome. And as I get better duty ammo, you know what I mean? If I were to be able to acquire better duty ammo in any sort of SHGF, grid down scenario, right? Without rule of law. Yeah, M855 Alpha 1 is gonna come screaming out of this FN 20-inch barrel, okay? So this gun makes up in a lot of ways for the downfalls of having 55 grain FMJ ammo, right? So, what would I change about the gun? The only thing I might change would be put a aim point instead of a EOTECH, just for the vibes, right? But the EOTECH magnifier is absolutely necessary, even though oftentimes it spends more time in a bag than on the gun. I would say it's absolutely necessary to be able to give you that magnification, as I just fuck with it here, to give you that magnification ability, right? And of course, it just has some sort of like a G-Watt vibe running the EOTECH with the EOTECH magnifier. But yeah, overall, what would I change about the gun? Probably nothing. I like the M16A1 stock for the vibes, you know, and that's what we're kind of here for. So I guess let me know down below what you guys are using and what your thoughts are on my choice for, I guess, a realistic rifle, right? One thing I want to talk about real quick is the magazines. A lot of guys have been talking about, you know, PMags versus metal versus whatever. These are my go-to, right? These are the USGI Blue Follower 10 magazines. These are my go-to. They are durable, they're light, they're skinny, so you can put, you know, easily put 2 magazines per pouch, you know, in my magazine pouches, and they are definitely my go-to, right? And also for the vibe check, it definitely meets all the vibe check intent, okay? Nighthawk, any thoughts or questions about the gun, or do you like this gun? Or it's too long, you said?
It's, for me, for like to carry in WROL would be too long. But yeah, shooting here on the range, it's a fun gun.
Yeah, the trigger is awesome. The one thing that PSA ever did right was make this SABRE trigger really good, right?
Yeah, we've been saying that since day one of shooting this thing.
Yeah, honestly, because I'm used to mil-spec triggers, right, from work. So when I am off work and I'm shooting this, you know, this SABRE trigger, whatever, you know, really super lightweight, kind of like a Geisley ripoff, kind of is what I think of. And yeah, honestly, sometimes it causes me to miss because I'm expecting more of a take up and the shot breaks slightly earlier than I expected, right? But yeah, the trigger is definitely a maintain. The Mlok is legit because now I have this super lightweight gun. It doesn't feel like a 20-inch gun in hand. That's what I would say. It doesn't feel like a 20-inch gun. It feels like, I would say, like a 14.5 in terms of weight. But the performance you get with that Cold Hammer Forged FN barrel is definitely a sustain. Okay, what we're gonna do now, guys, we're gonna transition over to Beretta time. We're gonna go over what I wanna do. What you're gonna see a lot next door is gonna be empty gun, on target, click, drop gun, transition to handgun, right? Because that is exactly what the scenario you would find yourself in going from your, if you were ever to go from your rifle to your handgun, okay? So we're gonna transition over across the way and do some handgun stuff.